In manga chapter 1154, Roxy Zebek, the lurking legend, has finally been unmasked. With this revelation, I'm getting this feeling that One Piece is truly nearing its end. Oda himself told us that we are at the last stage of the story, but to see Face of Rocks was really something else. And now that chapter 1155 is out, we learned more about Zebek. So this video will be pretty loosely formatted, and it's mostly just my reviews and comments on the last two chapters of One Piece. And it's been crazy. In chapter 1154, we learned that Roxy Zebek has killed an admiral. Let's dig into this first. In this panel, we see Rock's pirates are visiting Elbaf to meet Harold, the king of giants at the time. And also, we were told about this crazy incident that 8 years ago, Rox has killed an admiral and left during a reverie. This is a feat that we've never seen before. An admiral getting killed in Marijua of all places and during a reverie. This is something we could have never imagined before. Everyone knows how strong admirals are. Even at this stage of the story, admirals are still hard to scale. They're still among the strongest. Hence, the admiral versus Yonko argument is still ongoing. But all of a sudden, we were told about this insane historical event. This is really new heights that Rox is bringing in. We have Pirate Hunter Zoro, Marine Hunter Mihawk, and now we have an Admiral Hunter Rox. Then in chapter 1155, the whole chapter is about Rox, and we've learned some more about this crazy incident. When he infiltrated Marijua during the reverie, he attacked and abducted 5 kings, but that was only a diversion. He just wanted to pull attention. But his real goal seemed to be Imu, so Rox just casually strolls in and pays a visit to Imu in the Room of Flowers. This room is of course the room that Imu's seen most of the time. This room is located in the core of Marijua, and it's one of the most protected places of all. No outsider has ever been there before or since. As stated here in this panel, this is a historical anomaly. Then he threatens Imu by saying, "I'll be back right here," and leaves. I take this as another upscale to Imu. While there could be a number of different reasons why he didn't want to fight Imu, I think the most likely reason is he knew he wasn't ready to take on Imu. Maybe he figured out that Imu is immortal through his haki. His son Blackbeard teach, as crazy and willing as he is, he'll never take fight that he doesn't see himself win. He didn't fight Shanks at the end of Marineford, and he avoided Akainu, and the list goes on. So it would be natural if Rox has same smartness as his son, but above all, this is a huge upscale to Imu. Even Roxy Zebek needs something more to beat Imu, and we were left with a cliffhanger on what that something is. But it looked as though Rox has figured out what he needs to beat Imu from how confident he was. After leaving the Room of Flowers, Rox flees the Panja castle. Then outside, he clashes with the King Harold. This is how they met. Oda just never fails to be unpredictable. For some reason, Harold was also there in Marijua, and while Rox was with Imu, people thought that Harold was the culprit. So Harold decides to take on Rox to clear the confusion, and they clashed and their haki wiped out everything away in 5 kilometers. Keep in mind that this is showing us potentially how strong Loki could be. This puts Loki even above Yonko, I would dare to say. But their clash ends with Rox acknowledging Harold's power. They exchange their names and Harold was a bit reluctant. Rox is a no-good guy. Rox swore that they'll meet again if they can get out of there alive, and they both did. Also, keep in mind that Rox wasn't famous yet at this time. But this incident spread his name through the world, which makes me think that his starting bounty must have been crazy. Okay, after all we've talked about, we're still not done with all the crazy stuff that happened that we were shown in just one chapter. There is more. Sometime later, he robs a ship that was heading to Marijua that was loaded with goodies. Then before he left, he destroyed the Gate of Justice. Yes, that Gate of Justice, that gigantic gate we saw back in the Ennius lobby the first time, he destroyed that. Then he used that money that he stole from that ship to get into the pirating business. And here's another interesting bit that we've learned from that chapter. He used Davy back to recruit the strongest pirates. I'm planning to make a separate video specifically on Davy back because it turns out it was a big deal. I really regret that I skipped Long Ring Arc on every rewatches, so I've only watched that once and I don't think I really paid 100% attention. Once I have enough information, I'll make another videos. There's also an interesting thing going on with Davy Jones potentially being in One Piece. That's all I got for this video. Again, thank you for watching. See you on the next video. Bye bye.